Many of the teenagers I've had talks with over the years, when I've asked them what they would do about joining the armed service if America went to war, they all answered that they'd run to Canada instead of fighting for America. That's too bad. One of the best fighters that we had in the American Revolution was one that you would never suspect. His name was Peter Muhlenberg, a 19-year-old Lutheran minister. His dad founded the first Lutheran church here in America. Then he sent his son Peter across the sea to Europe for his education. While in Germany, Peter joined the German army and began to get some military training as well as an education. He came back to America and began to preach as a pastor at the Lutheran Church in Woodstock, Virginia. While in Virginia, he was also quite involved in politics of our nation. At the beginning of the American Revolution in 1775, he stepped up to the pulpit. In the distance, outside the congregation, could hear the roar of cannons and troops drilling. He preached his farewell sermon to his congregation, ending the message, "There's a time for all things, a time to preach, and a time to pray. But those times have passed away. There's a time now to fight, and that time has come." He stripped off his parson's gown, and there he stood in full view in a sparkling new colonel's uniform. The drum was beaten at the church door for recruits, and nearly all the men in the congregation joined to fight with their pastor Peter. By 1777, he was promoted to brigadier general, and in May that same year, he joined General Washington and fought with him at Brandywine, Germantown, and the Battle of Monmouth Courthouse. During the Battle of Brandywine, Peter Muhlenberg was recognized by some of his old German soldier friends that he trained with while in Europe. They were now fighting against him alongside the British instead of alongside him. When seeing him, they yelled out his old German nickname, "Here cometh Teufel Pete," meaning, "Here comes the Devil Pete." They knew on the field of battle he was as destructive as the devil himself on his enemies. After the war, he was promoted to Major General and moved to Pennsylvania, where he served as a congressman and later as senator. He died in 1807. I'm really grateful for men like Peter Muhlenberg, who was willing to fight for our rights that we have today in America. I feel that we still need to be standing up for those liberties that we've left and to regain those that we've lost. When people see us coming, and instead of saying, "Here comes Devil Pete," they should say, "Here comes Christian Al, Steve, Christian Marilyn and Sherry, Marshall and Darren, Tricia and Carol, Noel and Amy." Put your name in there alongside those others, and then begin to stand up for Jesus. Remember, King David challenged his troops this way, and I'd like to challenge you the same. It's in 1 Chronicles 19:13. "Be strong and courageous. Let's fight hard for our people and for the cities of our God." Jesus Christ needs us to continue the battle here in America.